Excuse me, Mr. DJ.
Hey, check this out. We got a great show coming your way.
From the ECSI Sports Studios, the #1 sports information program in America, the Breakfast Bankroll, with your host, the sports broker, Jeff Dawson.
ECSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download the app. Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your Breakfast Bankroll for Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. A special edition with myself and Julian Edlow, as I said in the description, the local legend and content king at DraftKings. Generally Thursday mornings, 10:30, we meet due to scheduling conflicts. He is a very, very busy man, and we are very blessed and honored to have him weekly. We pushed it to 9:30 to 10 today. Shout out to our proud sponsor and partnership, WagerWire. Head on over to Google Play, wherever you download the apps. It's free. Get to know what sportsbooks are available in your state. Download them. Take advantage, as Julian will talk about later in the show, if DraftKings is available. Match bonuses, promos, etc. But the best thing about this is it'll allow you to start window shopping. Why pay minus 138 at one place when you can scroll to the right 3 books down the road and get it for minus 117 and save yourself 21 cents. And if you're looking to join this fabulous team at WagerWire, send an email to affiliate@wagerwire.com. Tell them JD from ECSI sent you. Zach, Travis, Matt, Allen, this huge team, this huge family and community on X will take good care of you. So without further ado, the star of this show, the one and only Mr. Julian Edlow.
Morning, Jeff.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Just another day.
I have to throw you a big curveball to start. Today, well, it's Masters Week. At 5 o'clock, we will have our Tea Time Wagers with Brady Cannon of Sports Grid. Breaking down the Masters, #1 on my bucket list. Will you have any skin in the Masters?
I'm going to bet Hideki Matsuyama. People seem to like him. I'm going to bet him at minus 140 to finish top 20. I'm not betting the long shot. I don't know anything. So from the people that I like, that I talk to, they like Matsuyama. Seems like a good price. It's out to like minus 175, 180. Some places, last I looked, DK was minus 140 on a top 20 for Matsuyama. So I'm going with that.
Yeah, a lot of steam on Matsuyama. Did win here a couple of years ago. The one of the greatest finishes in regards to, after it was all over, the caddy taking his hat off and pulling the pin out and bowing. Something I'll always remember. And I always say this, Jules, and your friends and colleagues say it as well. I love the play, but you might want to just sprinkle a little beer and pizza money. You're getting them at 25 to 1. It would buy a couple lobster rolls if he happens to win this thing.
Yeah, I got to dig through and see if I have a bonus bet somewhere. I like bonus bets on these 25 to 1s.
Well, I mean, from those UConn futures alone, I mean, you got plenty of money, right?
It's been a good week.
We talk locals to start here. I mean, we're 2 weeks and one day, obviously, away from the draft. I saw on your feed yesterday they're starting to trickle in. So let's tie two and two together. The smoke greens couldn't be bigger. One day it's Drake May going to the Commanders, and then the Patriots sitting in the catbird seat with an opportunity to get Jaden Daniels, or as some of our colleagues would say, there's a few in the building that are hot and horny for JJ McCarthy. At this point, 2 weeks and one day away, what are you buying? What are you hearing?
I'm buying nothing. I still have no draft bets, which is normally I would have, 15, 20, 30 on the board by now. But draft positions come out later and later, and they're more limited markets now. So those are just trickling out. Those are the ones I'll start to bet over time. What I don't believe, I don't think I'm going to buy into the JJ McCarthy hype because I didn't think he was all that good in college. And now everybody goes to watch him work out in a t-shirt. And now, oh, never mind, he's actually good. Kind of reminds me of Will Levis, who I lost a lot of money on last year, going under 6.5, under 5.5. He's going to go 4. He went in the second round. I'm not telling you JJ McCarthy is going to go in the second round, but it kind of feels a little bit like a similar story. So I'm not necessarily buying the JJ McCarthy hype that everybody seems high on. But you have smart people saying like it's real. I'm hearing that it's real. I don't know. Let's see how these next couple weeks play out. We're 15 days out from the draft. And that makes me nervous that I don't have any, or not nervous. It makes me anxious that I don't have any bets yet. I'm like, am I missing something? I think we're just getting to an age where we bet later and later on drafts. Whereas, 3 years ago, I would have had something in February.
It's funny you say that because 2020 and the COVID year when the world shut down, we needed something,
Wow.
and it was that was a frenzy, and it started a frenzy where, as you said, they're not putting them out because there's too much access to information, and they were getting crushed. Now, crushed, like Circa, for instance, Jeffrey Benson, Derek, they're so smart, Mr. Metcalf. Hey, listen, here's what you got. Here's what we're offering. Here's your limits. Go at it, where someone like you guys at DraftKings, it's like a kid in a candy store. You have so much to offer, but again, there's no hurry to put them up there. Let's get as much accuracy as we can before they come in at all angles.
Well, that's what the books are going to do, and that's what the books should do. And I know bettors will. I keep losing my voice. What's going on? I think bettors will push back against that and ask for it earlier, which I get. Like, those were fun years when we would get it earlier and we could beat markets based off information. But like, there's only so much you can ask of the sports books. Like, DraftKings to be able to put up what they're going to put up for the draft, and you to be able to bet it these 2 weeks leading up to the draft on what you hear, like, that's a pretty nice option to have. So like, again, I wish it was up earlier. I'm the voice of the bettor. I wish DraftKings put over-unders up a month ago. But I get we're at where we're at, and like, I get why you can't put those up that early, because you can get information and just bet it off of that. And why would you want to be on the other side of that action? Like, that's what I would ask you. Do you want to be the house for the draft and put up be the first to put up draft positions or whatever? No. So like, we always knew it was going to change. I think we're fortunate that we still have draft markets the way that we do, rather than just completely off the board, because again, it is information based. So I'm excited that the over-unders are starting to trickle out, because that's the major market that I think is the most bettable and the fairest market. Because when you see, if you open up whatever, Patriots to draft a cornerback first at 12-1, and that takes a bunch of money and goes to 6-1 or whatever, well, then you start to get an idea. So I'm excited for the over-unders. draft position, and to with NBA regular season winding down, finally kind of dig into some of those.
The good part of Will Levis slide, and it was the more opportunities we got to see his girlfriend there, who he eventually lost there. So getting back to JJ McCarthy, the conspiracy theory. Harbaugh held him back. Some of the experts actually, after the pro day, after sitting down with talk with him, after reviewing tape, actually believe there's a lot more in there from JJ McCarthy. We've seen the highlight reels of Caleb. We've seen the highlight reels of Jaden Daniels, the 4 and 5 touchdown games, the 400, 500 yards passing. We didn't see that because of Harbaugh and the style. Are you buying that?
Maybe slightly, but mostly no. Like if you had a big time quarterback, then you would have made more big time plays through the air. I get that you can run the ball, but I'm just of the belief, we should be seeing these things from these prospects. And I haven't seen much that has impressed me from JJ McCarthy. So can he be an NFL solid quarterback? Sure. But is that next level superstar quarterback in there? And we haven't seen it all. I would guess no.
Arizona asking for 3 first-round draft picks to move out of the 4 spot, and it's almost like a copycat league. We know that they are tied to Marvin Harrison, but in the last week to 10 days, the JJ McCarthy team. So the potential of, let's just say, Caleb goes 1, Daniels goes 2, the Patriots take Drake May, and Minnesota's hot and horny for McCarthy, or the Giants are hot and horny. And so, in other words, in any possibility, do you see the top 4 picks going quarterbacks?
There's a possibility, yeah. But if I'm going to stand by my own take that I started with when you asked me, it's that this is all smoke on McCarthy. So that means I have to say no. That it could be the top 3. Maybe it won't even be the top 3. Maybe it'll just be the top 2. But I'm going to have to say no. See, I don't have information. I like to know something when I bet an NFL draft prop, and I don't know anything yet. But if you were to ask me to make one gut call bet off of what we have on the board on these draft position props, JJ McCarthy's over-under is right there, 5.5. Under 5.5. He's minus 205 to be a top 5 pick. I would bet McCarthy over 5.5 at plus 165 and say that this is fake news on JJ McCarthy, but I don't know that, so I can't yet put my money on that.
And I can buy that with Arizona 4, the Chargers 5, and if my memory serves me correct, the Giants, I think, at 6. Is that correct, Jules?
Yeah.
Okay, so
right
we know
right where they drafted Daniel Jones, whatever that was, 4 or 5 years ago. They're right back there, and maybe looking for a quarterback.
Yeah, so again, we know Arizona's tied to Marvin Harrison. I've heard some rumblings that the Chargers actually hot and horny for potentially Bowers from Georgia, the tight end, but I can't see them obviously taking him at 5, so they might move down. So it's all smoke and mirrors. We got a couple Thursdays to go to talk about that there. Let me pivot to the NBA season ticket holder for the Boston Celtics. The best record, they secured the best record, not in just the East, but of course through the finals. Big scare in Milwaukee last night as Giannis just non-contact goes down. MRI came back clean, all ligaments in place. I assume they'll take it, so they have not been playing good. Obviously, thoughts on the Celtics, thoughts on what you're seeing in the NBA in the last week?
Yeah, the Celtics are in an interesting spot where they are playing for so long with nothing to play for. They're closing out these games, whether they're winning, losing, close, blowout. They're finishing out games with the bench. They're rotating starters in and out of who's going to play tonight, who's not, just to get them a little bit of work. I still think they're a good bet to win the East. The number moved on Giannis's injury. I fortunately scooped up a bunch yesterday before that. It was just like I've been saying all season. If they stay healthy, I'm going to bet them to win the East. And they're getting to the finish line healthy, so I'm starting to bet them. See if maybe there's some positive Giannis news and the number comes back a little bit. Although I'm not all that encouraged by what I saw. I'm not going to speculate. I don't know what the injury is. But like every time you get these weird updates, it's usually something more serious than you think. They're calling it a weird muscle in the calf that I haven't heard of before. And then the update this morning is that the Achilles is intact. Okay, but what is wrong? It looks like more than just a calf strain to go down like that and be hobbling off the way you hobbled off. So we'll find out more. I don't like the Bucks to begin with this year. They just doesn't feel like they have it with Doc Rivers. I would say the biggest threat to the Celtics in the East. I would be stunned if like Miami came out of the play-in round and like caught them. The Celtics have to be ready for Miami at this point, no matter if it's a 1-8, Eastern final, whatever. I think the Knicks, the way that they're playing, especially with OG Anunoby on the floor, are the biggest threat to the Celtics. Do I think they're going to lose? No. So am I terrified of Denver? I would pick Denver in a final over Boston, unfortunately. I wish I didn't have to, but they're a bad matchup. They're playing better. They got the best player on the floor. But the Celtics to win the East, I think, are a strong bet. In terms of rounding out the regular season, just watch the games because there's going to be great live betting opportunities within the games. There's going to be good player props based on who's in out in the games. So that's the way I'm handling the rest of the regular season with them.
I talked about a week ago, actually about 8 days ago, I was doing our weekly show with Travis at Wager Wire and told you it was a good time to buy on the Mavericks. I liked the way both Luka and Kyrie are playing. They're actually playing some defense now. Unfortunately, could be matched up against the Clippers. You like what you're seeing from the Mavs? Are you buying, or are you, again, buyer beware?
I do like what I see. I like the moves they made at the deadline. And more importantly, Luka and Kyrie are playing well together. They seem to genuinely like each other. So talent-wise, yeah, Dallas is dangerous. I'm not going to pick them over a Denver, but everybody else in the West has plenty of holes, plenty of ups and downs. The Clippers and Suns have been contenders at times, and then they just come completely undone. So I think Denver's in its own tier, and then right below that, Dallas is in the mix with anybody else you want to throw in there.
As a Celtics fan, season ticket holder, as someone that lives in Boston, someone that works for DraftKings, that has his face out there every day on social media. It's not Eastern Conference champions. It's not making it to the finals. It's a championship or bust motto this year, correct?
Oh, for sure. I would personally be really disappointed if the Celtics didn't win at all. And again, I would pick Denver over Boston, but I would be pretty disappointed if they can't get over the hump with all the talent they have. They have a 15-game lead in the Eastern Conference, so it's down to 14 after last night. They're clearly the best team. They just need to be able to execute in crunch time, and that's always been their issue. They're going to get plenty of postseason wins where they continue to just blow teams out. They can't win 4 every series that way, so they're going to have to win some close games. That's the real question. As a bettor, I think that to win the East is a really strong play. And yeah, you got to lay juice on it now, but I don't see necessarily who's going to beat them. Knicks, again, I'll give the best shot. When we get to these series, I'll start playing some adjusted series lines, lay a game and a half, against certain teams or whatnot, because that's how you got to get the better price on them. So yeah, as a fan, expectation is to win it all or it's a bust. As a bettor, I think that they look very good in the East, and then we'll see.
Let's circle back to Monday. Here in November, mid-November, here in early December, released, talked to numerous times on shows that everyone to listen. Anyone want to trust the process? UConn at 10-1, 9-1, some 8.5 to 1. We gave out Purdue right around plus 850 as well. We did have some futures on Kentucky and Auburn, both bought out in the first round. We also followed your lead, and we got some UConn to make it to the Final Four and plus money. Had some decent money on Purdue to make it to the Final Four. It's been a while since I sat in the catbird seat on Monday. Obviously, rooting for UConn, but having both in pocket there to win the championship. Thoughts on the back-to-back champs? Thoughts on how your portfolio ended up looking there, and thoughts on the opening in Kentucky. I guess they're talking about the Baylor coach, Mr. Drew. There was some kind of funny stuff about trying to bring Hurley over. They technically had $31 or $33 million of free money that they didn't have to pay Coach Cal. I said, call up the Bulls, call up Billy D. He's won back-to-back with Florida. Give me the whole college basketball thought process, Jules.
Yeah, dominant run by UConn again. Seemed like almost too obvious of a result, which makes it a little scary to bet, I guess. But UConn to win it all was a good bet. I had some 6-1 in pocket, played them at the plus money to make the Final Four. It worked out. They're really building something there. I would be stunned if Hurley left for Kentucky. He's a Northeast guy. You just won 2 in a row. Like UConn, I don't know why UConn's not as good of a job as Kentucky. I know if you win at Kentucky, you're a little bit more of a legend. But what if they can win 3 in a row at UConn? Like, it's just I don't see him leaving, especially with his Northeast ties. I keep hearing Scott Drew's name, but I don't know if I actually see it happening. I don't have a name for you. I don't have a name for you, really. They're all being reported. Nate Oates obviously dropped out. Billy Donovan would make some sense because he's done it before. He's old enough to be a little established, but young enough to be able to remain there for a long time. The Bulls job is kind of meh. I know it's the Chicago Bulls. It's a big name, but they're not playing very well. If I had to guess, I bet it's going to be a name we're not even talking about. I bet it's going to be a dark horse, like when the Celtics hired Brad Stevens and it just came out of nowhere. I have that kind of feel for the job where we're all throwing these obvious names around and then it's just not one of them. It's somebody completely out of the dark. So that's not telling you who it's going to be. It's just kind of telling you what type of hire I think it's going to be.
No, I agree with you. We only got a couple minutes because I know you got to leave for a 10 o'clock appointment here. As we always close up here, the scroll has been going the whole time. They know where to find you on Twitter or X at Julian Edlow, at DraftKings, DK SportsBook, The Sweat. VSiN Live. There's a million spots to find you, but give us a big reason for the newcomer why they should download the app, what you guys have available this weekend, and maybe for the Masters or whatever goodies you have in your grab bag.
Yeah, plenty of Masters bonuses and boosts this weekend, as you would imagine. We got a bet match token, so apply the token to any Masters bet. Whatever you're betting, you get that matched in a bonus bet instantly. Looks like they got to make the cut parlay with some heavy guys: Scheffler, Rahm, Matsuyama, and Dustin Johnson, all to make the cut, even money. What else we got? Those are the 2 Masters ones. It looks like right now we got a 25% same game parlay profit boost. So plenty on the menu as usual.
And where can they find all your great work, my brother?
You follow me on Twitter at Julian Edlow, but every weekend, 8 to 10 on VSiN, on DraftKings Network, The Sweat. We got everything there, covering every sport.
Jules, I can't thank you enough. Enjoy Wednesday and enjoy Masters Week and weekend, and we'll catch up with you next week, brother.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Jeff.
Take care, Jules. The one and only Julian Edlow at DraftKings at DK SportsBook at The Sweat Saturdays and Sundays, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at VSiN Live at DK Network. 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, tea time wagers. Myself and Brady Cannon breaking down the Masters. Very, very a special week for me. My dad brought me into golf. I don't want to say at a young age. Jack Nicklaus was where I was introduced, and then his prodigal son, in between Greg Norman, some of the other guys, but then his prodigal son, Tiger Woods, came along. Greg Norman, about 20 minutes away at Willow Bend, used to do a once a year event for Reebok. He'd fly in on his chopper, and Emmett Smith, Roger Clemens, all the big dogs would come in for a little pro-am action. I was blessed to caddy twice, and back-to-back years I caddied Tim Wakefield. And yesterday was a big day here at Fenway as they honored Tim and his wife, as his daughter and son were out there throwing out the first pitch. So Masters weekend, Masters week, that's number one on my bucket list. And I say, if I ever get there, I might not ever leave. You can, I guess, just bury me there, throw me all over the course. Still got some time to get down there. I'm hoping and praying. So anyone got any ends that want an early birthday present in November, wink, wink, can get in my DMs or send me an email at eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com for 2025 or whatever. But we'll be breaking it down and getting ready for that, and potentially a baseball show with me and Scotty Webb as well. So if you haven't already, jump on over to YouTube at East Coast Sports Investors. Subscribe. It's free. Turn on the notifications. Never miss a show with Jules. Never miss a show with Brady Cannon, or whenever we're on. You get the ding. You get the notification. Come on board. Say hi. So ECSI VIPs last night, 2-1. As the Avs team total gets there. Stuck on, not stupid, just we miss on our MLB team total over. But, 2-1. I'll take 2-1 every day of the week. And we gave out the Canes over the Bruins. Canes coming to Boston favored after losing 4-1 at home to them a week ago. So we got back at 2-1. And then we sent out an early Masters play and a first round leader. Anyone doing DK or anything also as well? Thursday afternoon weather looks, I don't want to say bleak, but it looks like rain could be troublesome. So if you're doing any opening day, first day events, if you're doing any first round leaders, you might want to look at the guys going out early. I'm not a weatherman. I don't know if it's going to shift. I don't know nothing, but there could be some start and stops. There could be some guys that have to play, I don't know, 24 holes on Friday because they didn't get to finish on Thursday. So a lot of stuff to go over. And again, 2 weeks, 1 day away from the NFL draft as well. So I'll be back here at 5 o'clock. If I do a baseball show, I will put it up on our timeline. So for myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Investor, one and only Julian Edlow at Julian Edlow at DraftKings at DK SportsBook. Wish everyone a blessed morning. Go have some fun. Go do some research. Do what you need to do. Sun is out back east. Yesterday was amazing. Get outside. Get some fresh air. We got over 20 inches of rain already this year. We don't live in Seattle. I live on Cape Cod. And everyone back east here, go enjoy the day. And we'll see you 5 o'clock Eastern. Take care now.